don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Wow, I just turned my face, and oh my god, this is a great start. Okay, it says we're live, but I have no clue as usual. I think I start all my streams off this way, so this is like only natural, right?
It's the intro.
Yeah, it's true. Also, I just realized that we are facing different directions, like our webcams, because like your screen is it's so funny. Like we should keep it this way because your screen is kind of to your left, and my screen is to my right, and I put me on the left and you on the right, so we're facing away from each other when we are looking at each other's faces, which is very professional. Should I switch
And
that?
very sad.
Who gives a shit? I'm gonna switch it. It's fine. You know, even though we're live, we're gonna switch it. Try figuring out OBS while I'm live.
I can
No,
maybe
it's okay.
move my
I did
hand
it. I
like
did it.
this.
It's okay. I did it. Flip horizontal. There we go. Oh, that's horrible. Ugh. Hello, everybody on stream. I have no idea if this is working. Please tell me if this is working. I will be Okay, wait. I have a bunch of notes here. Wait, is there anything? Okay, yeah. I have a bunch of notes here that I wrote up in pencil. Very professional notes. You can kind of see what it is like there. It's just like scrawls, pencil scrawls of like, oh, let's talk about this and that in case like we have no idea what to talk about. But essentially, this is just gonna be this is just gonna be a random conversation about pretty much nothing at all as we draw monsters. That's essentially what it is. Yo, Jeff Whitty, hello. Yeah. We will. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's all my notes. My notes were like, say that this is essentially just a conversation. So I came prepared, you know?
About nothing. It's like Seinfeld.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, it's also as comedic as Seinfeld, hopefully. Let's see. Pen, flower, ink. You clearly can't stand the sight of each other. Oh, well, that's a good start to the. So, oh yeah, there is one more thing. We do have to actually mention what we're gonna be making. We actually haven't. Fuck. Okay. I'm not supposed to curse on stream. Actually, it's fine. Who cares?
Curses are great.
It's true.
Blessings are shit.
It's so true. This is the anti-cleric rule of thumb. No. So I think we're supposed to mention like what our original idea was for like the thumbnails and stuff, but yeah, you wanna go through it or should I go through it? It's up to you.
Yeah, so basically what we're gonna do is do a super rough sketch, maybe a minute tops, like a random scribbles, and then Chao will draw over my scribble, and I'm gonna draw over his scribble, and we're gonna draw something monstrous.
Yeah, and I think
You'll be
like
surprised.
I think we're also gonna set up each other's drawings potentially. I think we said we're gonna like maybe put some special abilities or something on there,
Yeah,
but we'll see how it goes. We'll just play it by ear. It's no biggie. We're just like having a very casual conversation, except it's live on the internet where anything we say that's incriminating will get us in trouble. Also, I messed up everything already. They can't see you on stream. I just saw there's a black screen and I don't know why. Let me try fix this. There we go. It's Discord. It's Discord. Discord sometimes just does this thing where it shuts off. I hate
yeah,
this
it
so much.
happens.
Anyway, Jesus Christ, professional as hell. All right, I guess let's get started. One more thing is that we'll be doing 3 sketches, right? Like 3 doodles.
Yep,
All right.
3 sketches.
I have one more stipulation. That we could consider. I kind of wanted to go with a fairy tale kind of theme, but I don't know if you were into that. The reason why is because I've been running Dolmen Wood, and I was like, man, there's a lot of weird whimsical stuff that I have not tried yet. And it's also partially why well, this is a secret for the stream audience, but I'm trying out a new art style today that Caustic has already seen, but that's the reason why I wanted to try that out. I was like, this will fit this. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm totally down for
All right.
it. I love fairy tales, so it's
Perfect.
great.
Let's see. Okay, we'll just start drawing. I don't have a timer or anything. I should have prepped this, but we'll just start drawing. Also I realized we started like 1 minute earlier, but that's fine.
We'll fill it out, so
Yeah, so each drawing will be around 20 seconds or so. We'll just start right now. It's just gonna be like literal doodles. And we'll kind of like just riff off each other's kind of like sketches and stuff. But maybe that's even too detailed, like what I just drew. Maybe it should just be a random
Yeah,
like yeah. You know what?
um,
This is gonna be the first one. That's okay. I'm just gonna make it like super just like abstract, and I think we should do that. We should just make it abstract and just have the other person interpret it. It's kind of like what do you call those, like Rorschach tests? You know, those
yeah,
psychological tests that people do.
the
Except
ones that I'm afraid of.
yeah, those things scare me, man. Like they're like having a look inside my mind, my twisted, insane mind. What can they find in there? I think I'm just gonna do like basically three very different silhouettes is what I'm going with. Which I what the hell is going? Do you just draw a penis? Oh yeah,
No,
we did say that we're not going to talk about that on stream.
no.
I already messed it up.
We
Let's
can
see.
if you want,
No,
but
no, no. That's all right. I would rather have my YouTube channel intact and fine.
oh, it's tact.
Oh
If
yeah,
you
it's so true. I have no idea what you're saying. So true. Actually, now that I say that, I look over at my screen and I'm like, wait, what I'm drawing is kind of also a
wait,
bit.
you're cheating. You're drawing really
Yeah, oh shit.
like
Well,
precise stuff.
yeah,
Well, I'm
shit. No, like it's okay. I'll just like add a bit of random shit on,
yeah, you
and
have
pretend
shit.
that I did that the whole time on purpose. Yep. Yeah. Okay. I think that's good enough, right? That's fine.
Yeah,
Actually, I should have just done what you did, but whatever. It's fine. It's okay.
we can do it for the next batch. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah. So I guess I'll screenshot this and just send it to you. Yeah, like what you're doing right now. Let me try to do that real quick. Hopefully it still shows our. Oh, they can hear the screenshot sound on the stream because I captured my audio. This, god damn it, everything's going horribly. Okay, I'll send you the drawing. Thank you very much.
thank you.
And yeah, it's definitely just me, but all of these look phallic as hell. Sigmund Freud will have a field day with me, man. All right, change image resolution. Let's see.
So now, do I choose one or?
Yeah, I think we're gonna just choose one. We won't do all of them. We'll just do the one that like speaks to us the most on a personal and emotional level.
I think the bottom one speaks the most to my personal and emotional level.
Okay,
So
maybe then we should choose the one that will be the most safe for work, which probably won't be. No, let's just go with that one. I'm looking at yours. Actually, all of these are pretty good. I'm not sure.
hey,
Top one or bottom one, I think.
because
Okay.
you cheated, I'm gonna cheat. So
Oh, I see how it is. You're gonna. That's actually a pretty good idea. I didn't even think about that. But I think I'm gonna go with the bottom one. I'm gonna go with I'm a bottom kind of guy, as they say. Hmm. Anyway, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this to myself? Like, I shouldn't be talking to you the same way that we do on our normal conversations. Should I? It's hard to say.
uh,
It's like
I
really
think
hard to say
it's
because
okay.
I feel like it could be kind of problematic. But let's see. Oh yeah, Jeff Whitty asked a really important question that I actually wrote down that we were going to cover, and I didn't cover it at all. Which is the
Mhm.
tool that we're using. I believe you're using Affinity. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
I'm using Affinity. I switched from Photoshop completely because I mean I can pretty much use Paint because all I use is this round brush forever, and yeah, that's it. I don't color, I don't shade. When I shade and color, it's gradients, and I just wing it. I'm not worried about color theory or any theory because it's a theory after all. It's not something that is defined. And yeah, I'm always having fun, always jamming with the drawing. That's what I do, that's what I like to do. So, yeah,
Damn,
Affinity all
that's
the way. It's free. Now it's free.
that's a
I
whole ass
bought it
novel,
before
dude.
they announced that it's free, so it's kind of but
Yeah, no, I'm using Clip Studio Paint because yeah, I have Photoshop, but honestly, there are a few things in Clip Studio Paint that kind of trump it for me when it comes to drawing. For painting, I'm still too used to Photoshop because I've been using it since I was 8 or 9.
Is,
So that's like pretty early on, you know.
is it
Um,
free or is it paid? Like,
it's definitely part. No, it's actually paid for. Unfortunately, I'm not a cool kid. No, the reason why, I'll actually tell you the reason why. So, the reason why I actually paid for it is partially because of the fact that I do everything legal and above board, and I'm like, I'm a honest to God, goodness citizen, Singaporean citizen, will never get arrested. But the real reason is the fonts, right? Getting access to Adobe fonts with the package is actually a pretty good deal.
oh,
Especially if I'm gonna be using it for like zines and stuff. Um, but yeah, no, I'm a strong believer that everybody should pirate Photoshop. Don't quote me on that. Let's see. Um, Free is good stuff. Yeah, Sketchbook Pro. Yeah, so free tools. I actually highly recommend Krita. Krita is really good, actually. Like the brushes that are in there by default, extremely good. It has a lot of. If you're more tech inclined, I guess, it has a lot of like scripting capabilities. Like it has a lot of like interesting things that you can do with it. So like there's a lot of animation features as well. It's just a really solid like not even like product. It's like kind of like open source, right? It's just a really solid tool, I guess.
didn't they update it like
Yeah,
recently when
yeah.
they
No,
recently two
they
years or something?
I think they update it every few months actually. Like they have like quite a big update like every few months for like the past like 3 years. I think they got like some kind of grant or something, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Actually, don't quote me on anything. But I believe that's the case because I've been using it since I want to say like for like 6 7 years, something like that. It's just it wasn't that good at the time because there were a lot of bugs with it and stuff. But it was good in terms of the features. It's just that sometimes those features didn't work, which makes it bad. That's my main problem with it. At the time, I used a lot of like Linux and stuff as well, so I was trying to find something that will work for that particular ecosystem. But I think eventually I switched around back to Windows just because all the unfortunately all the really good creative programs are on Windows. There's no alternative to InDesign or Publisher like on Linux that is on par. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they kind of made Affinity for other operating systems,
Mm,
but I've been using Affinity for maybe like a year or so, and it's great, except when it crashes, of course. But then
yeah,
again, Photoshop crashes,
true.
and I used to use paid Photoshop, like very paid. I
Very
paid for
paid.
exactly
Especially
like
paid.
especially paid, and it never crashed. And friends who work in like gaming companies or something who have licensed Photoshop,
Hmm.
it always crashes. So I'm like, eh, you
Yeah,
know.
it's
But
it's it's kind of unfortunate because all is essentially the industry standard. I think that's undeniable. But doesn't mean it's good. You know what I mean? Like, I think the brush engine is really good because of all the people who contribute to that brush engine, like Hal Webster,
yeah,
or like people who make like really, really good brushes. Carl Webster is just the first one that comes to mind because he used to work with Adobe quite a bit, but actually quit because of the AI stuff. Apple has Affinity. Yes. So Jeff Whitty mentions that Apple has Affinity. It doesn't have it on Linux. I'm pretty dang sure. I checked. Or at least it's really hard to essentially get it running on there. That's kind of the reason why I'm still stuck on Windows, unfortunately. The other reason is that I don't know if you get this, but like when I get a tool that's too customizable, I will not use the tool. I will instead spend all of my time customizing it.
yeah. I mean, brushes are really like I guess a hack or something that's
Yeah,
You know, I mean, I always use one brush. Sometimes I use a few,
right.
and depending on the project, I may use like 3 or 4 brushes, but it's essentially like a hack to do something really quick, you know.
It's true. Yeah.
Man, you're giving me are making me struggle with this sketch of yours.
Yeah, it's all my fault. Blame the streamer. It's always their
Blame the
fault.
streamer,
Blame
yeah.
the streamer, especially for their propensity for using YouTube. I'm a YouTuber with a capital Y. I hate that I said
You,
that. That's on the
you
internet
should
forever
have.
now. Should have said that. No, it's looking good, man. I think it's genuinely. I think it's looking good. I'm drawing a weird snail thing, so I think I'm gonna make them like fungal, kind of mossy. I don't know, like
Yeah, let's do fungi.
yeah. I mean that's really fairy tale-ish, right? Foresty. Oh yeah, but I should shout out Jeff Whitty actually. He is also actually a RPG artist. Um, actually working on a bunch of, I believe, XCC stuff right now. Like but I can't remember the full title of it, but it's part of the Goodman Games line. You know, like DCC, MCC. I can't remember what XCC stands for though, for some reason. But it's one of the. I was gonna say it's one of the weird ones, but all of the DCC, yeah, like all of their products are
Yeah.
the weird ones. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't really narrow it down much. But they're amazing artists. I believe
I
mostly
think
analog.
he followed me or I followed him or whatever on Instagram, and I checked the art recently, yesterday,
Oh,
and it's
nice.
great art, man.
Yeah,
Excellent
yeah,
art.
it's great. X Crawl Classics. That's it. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, Jeff, you might be able to like confirm this. Not you might be able to. You'll definitely be able to confirm this. But are you working on the? I remember I asked you this, but I can't remember the answer. I wonder, like, were you working on the pinball classics thing that they recently kind of did? Uh, that looked kind of interesting, but I wasn't sure what. Costi, have you heard of this? Like the pinball backer kit thing that they're doing. That Goodman Games is doing. Some kind of like,
Pinball.
yeah, tabletop pinball, which intrigued me. I was like, huh,
But paint
like pinball,
but pinball.
like the one with the bouncy steel balls and the court case where they had to essentially prove that pinball was indeed a legitimate game, and they brought in an expert pinball. I'm going way into the details, but yeah,
But
pinball.
pinball is tabletop in a way. It's
Yeah,
a
okay, that's
table.
you got me doing shit. Yeah, okay, you know what I mean. It's like tabletop, like pen and paper pinball. You know what I
Okay, and
mean?
I'm curious. How
Yeah,
do you
me too.
play?
I haven't really looked into it. That's the thing. I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure how that will work. Right? Like that's kind of interesting to me. Like, is it like vector
I'm
mathematics, like Traveler and shit? You know how like the ship combat is like this elaborate series of vector mathematics.
Yeah, but why not play pinball? You know,
You're pissing
in
off so many people, Caustic. Also, oh yeah. So Jeff is not working on that. He's working on Shadow Dark Ruskara, DCC Day Adventure module, and Tales from Elsewhere. Oh, I'm working on that too. Funny enough, like that last one, I think. I shit. If I got this wrong, that would be really embarrassing. I think I'm working on the last one. Fuck. I can't keep track anymore. But I think I. This is so embarrassing. What have I done? It's fine. Just pretend it didn't happen. So how's your day, Caustic? Wait, you just woke
my
up, right?
day. Yeah, I just woke up a bit hungover, but
Oh
it's all
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Oh
We
yeah, I
can
was gonna tell you that story about how I met that dead guy. Like I was saying, like we'll leave it for the stream.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
So what was like this, right? So in Japan, right?
Okay.
I should give some context to the people watching on stream, but so basically me and Caustic were talking like a little bit before the stream started. And I was talking about my trip to Japan in 2024, I believe. Um so essentially what happened was that we went to a bar. And it was my first time like drinking ever, right? So we went to a dungeon there was a bar. I'm not even kidding. This is not. I'm being literal here. It was a converted like bunker from the war. It was like grain mill. It was really cool. There was one like old lady who served us drinks and operated the entire thing. There are no lights descending into the abyss, so my friend just like fell down the stairs. It was great. Everything was great. So I drank my first beer, and I was like, wow, my shakes that are pretty constant because I'm very anxious stopped shaking. That's great. So I drank more beer. Um, so anyway,
It's usually how it goes.
that's how it goes, you know. That's how drugs get you. But in this case, I was like, wow, Japan is great. And then I walk out of the establishment early because I was like, I'm feeling a bit woozy. I'm gonna go back home. Well, home is the hotel. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to go back. And I'm walking through the alleyway, and suddenly I'm lost. It's like what, like 12 midnight. I'm completely lost. My phone is at like 10% battery. And I don't know how to get out of this concrete jungle that I found myself in. And then I almost trip over like a guy on a chair with his head split wide open, and blood kind of pouring out of it. And I was like, oh. And I looked closer, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I was like, wait, that is a body. Um, and then I looked even closer, and I was like, yeah, that is a body. Oh wait, sorry. The stream just didn't.
No, I
Oh,
crashed.
he crashed. Oh, that's hilarious. I thought like it was on my end, but I was like, yeah, no, that is a body. Um, where was I at? Yeah, I was thinking about how that is a body, and I was just freaking the fuck out. And I was like, holy shit, I better call the wait, that's not a real body. And it was like some kind of mannequin that someone dressed up completely in clothes and covered in blood.
What the fuck?
Dude,
Well,
Japan,
when
only in Japan, am I right, fellas? I don't know what I'm
well,
saying.
not really.
Not, yeah,
Do
it's
you want
actually,
to
no,
hear my
no,
story?
that's okay, that's alright. Let's not talk about that's okay.
So yeah.
Oh, wait, Jeff Whitty just said that he might be working on Tales of Argosa. Funny enough, okay, I might be working on that too. Maybe. It depends. But very likely, I'd say. That's all I'll say about that. Tales of Argosa, the guy who makes it is really, really cool. Pickpocket Press. He's a great guy. Uh let's see. Yeah, I think like, are you working on the map project or something else? Actually, Caustic, do you? No, you didn't. I was wondering whether you played in my like Tales of Argosa game that I tried to run in the OSR server, and I realized you did not play in it.
Nah.
Yeah, it was like something else that we did. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, that was it was very interesting. I want to give it a proper shot in the future. I want to try to do the solo tools a bit more as well. But he basically sent over the whole book, as well as a bunch of the Oracle dice and stuff like that. And I was actually thinking like I could use that in conjunction with these like amazing Oracle dice sent to me by this guy called Caustic. I don't know if you've heard of him. But I was like, man, that can really go well together. Uh yeah.
He's a douche.
He's an
If you
asshole.
asshole.
Fuck that guy. I'm saying it publicly
Yeah,
on stream right now.
yeah.
Oh man. You just dab. Is that I just like turned my head for like a moment and you
Yeah.
just like turn into someone from the Gen Z.
And I kind of regret that, but
Yeah, like
yeah.
I
Because it's
yeah.
internet, it stays
It
forever.
stays there forever and you know, it's fine.
By the
Like
way, are we 15 minutes in this?
we are, let me check. We are 18 minutes into it. Or like wait,
Oh, I
17
think
minutes
we're
into it.
done.
Are
I
we
think
done?
we're, yeah.
I think we have 3 more minutes. But
Oh, oh, okay.
I think
Because I
so.
thought we talked about dead bodies and all of that, so.
Oh, I thought we were talking about. I thought we were gonna do like 20 minutes, or did I remember wrongly? Oh well, I'm okay. I'm actually
Yeah.
done as well already, so I'm okay with like leaving it here. I don't know
Now
what the
you're
hell I
ready.
just drew. It's like some kind of takoyaki slug thing, I guess.
I drew a spore with
Like
a horn.
Like
a head.
that
I don't
looks
know.
really cool. Actually, the horn is my favorite part of that entire drawing. It's really good. Holy shit. No, I think I have to just darken this one up and then I'm good to go. Maybe I'll do a level adjust and cheat, you know? Or brightness? Yeah, brightness. Let's go with that. Yeah, no, it looks great, dude. Like, kind of love
That's
how,
me
like,
right now. That's
that's
how
you
I
right
feel.
now? That's how, what
Yeah,
happens when you get hungover?
yeah.
Nah,
Because
don't do
I've had
drugs,
like
kids. Don't do drugs. Never do
a
drugs.
bottle of red wine
Yeah, yeah,
last night and a couple of beers and I've been detoxing recently
right.
and now I get drunk so easily. It's hilarious
Jeff Whitty is calling
from
your
one drink.
drawing a killer tomato, which I can see. Can kind of,
Ooh,
yeah. It is kind
yeah,
of like
that
a,
can
yeah, maybe that'll
like
be what it will be set it up as, you know?
it's like a fruit because it's dolmen wood, right? We can fit it in dolmen wood type
I'm,
of setting.
I actually was looking at the Dolmen Wood foraging rules and like the fungi rules and stuff like that, and it's surprisingly like detailed as hell. Like there's you know there's like the map, right? So there's like the map of Dolmen Wood, but there's like a map book that has multiple pages of the same map, and one of them is just where all the best foraging spots are, which is cool as hell. That's like great. I don't know, like that's
Yeah, that
insane.
kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Like it ties directly into the setting, which I mean, the thing is I don't know if that there are many products or all-in-one settings that do that. The only ones I can think of off the top of my head are Outcast Silver Raiders and Wolves Upon the Coast. That's the only two I can think of. A Land of Eam maybe, but I haven't read that yet, you know.
I've never kind of used, I guess, detailed rules. I
Mm,
mean, I have a long time ago, but now when I guess I'm busier and
yeah.
when I don't have much time, I tend to play systems and use systems that are more, I guess, made for interpretation and for
Yeah.
improv and stuff like that,
So
with
you
just a
love
few nuggets
you
here and
love
there.
Blades in the
So
Dark, is what you're saying. And PBTA.
Blades in the Dark, I have Blades in the Dark.
Actually hate
Funnily enough,
Blades in the Dark actually.
I hate it too, because
Oh,
there are rules for social interactions and
dude,
stuff like
yeah,
that,
it's
which I
I hate
hate.
that shit. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
agree with you on
a
that.
simple a simple reaction roll is enough. I mean,
It's so
someone
true.
may like it don't, or it fits their
Yeah,
playstyle, not mine. I
mm.
tend to
But it's wrong.
play.
Your playstyle is wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm blessed with great players. That's
Yeah.
like a really huge blessing for me because
It's
when we
true.
play, we all of us improv,
Yeah.
but not like improv in terms of theater kid style or stuff like that. We just throw ideas around and play around that. It's
You're
usually like that.
playing the
But
world instead of
yeah,
playing like you're
exactly.
still playing a character, but you don't have to do funny voices to get into the
Yeah,
character. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, I think I feel like obviously you don't have to play Blades in the Dark that way, but you also don't have to play 5e in that way. You know, it's just some games have a certain culture around them, but I personally don't like Blades in the Dark for two reasons. Firstly, is what I just mentioned, the social stuff. The second reason is more the flashbacks. I'm not a fan of flashbacks. It feels very
Oh yeah,
strange
uh,
to me.
that mechanic is like.
A real
I
rodent
mean,
backstory kind of weird
I
mixed thing.
I think it's a game that's made for streamers, for stuff like that,
That's the
you
worst
know, and
insult that you could give any game. Holy shit.
y-
I think you just
but
opened the
it
can of
kind
worms
of
there.
is, let's be honest,
Yeah. I mean,
it's made to, give you
no
a
offense, John
quick.
Harper. You're a cool guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
it's a great game,
yeah,
but it's not for me,
yeah.
that's
Same for
what I'm
me.
saying.
I was completely joking. Definitely. Okay, I think we're done with this drawing. It looks great. I think we did okay job. Also, Jeff Whitty is asking, do do you guys do this stream often? I'm loving this. I think this is the first time we've ever tried anything like this. You can tell because I sound completely different from how I normally sound on stream. Because when I'm talking to people, I usually, what's the term for it? Cut loose a lot more. You know, I usually say stupid shit, as you can tell. I mean, I say stupid shit on stream, but it's like I'm less. I think less about it, which might be a horrible thing. We'll see. Anyway, yeah.
Thank you, Chao. Thank you. I really appreciate
I'm
that.
paying you in exposure. You better appreciate. Holy shit. Okay. No. I think so. I think we will. Should we just do another series of sketches? I think this turned out really good. We can send
Yep.
each other the final drawings like at the end, and we can maybe set it after the stream. I think because I feel like if we set it, it might break us out of our like frame of mind.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking right
you're
now.
right.
Yeah.
Statting is the worst. I hate statting monsters, so let's
Yeah.
do
I
it.
mean, like, that's true. It's true. I
Let's
kind of just
do
hate it for the fact that I just think in terms of like that's about a bear size thing is 4 HD. That's all I think about, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a starting point for me
Yeah,
too, but
exactly, right? Like it's kind of like you kind of think more in special abilities, or I think more in special abilities and like what makes it truly unique, and it's more of a scaffolding to put your stuff on. But I feel like um some games kind of like the way it's played invite, you know, like a lot of details like Pathfinder and stuff like that, right? We were talking about that.
oh yeah, I hate Pathfinder. I've been playing Pathfinder
Mm.
for a long time, back in my youth,
Ugh,
and
the old days.
it's insanely. Ugh. I hate when a system has a fucking rule for everything. Why
Dude,
should I play it? Why I should play a video game then, you know? It's
are you telling me
at
that
that
you do
point.
not like AD&D first edition? Is that the case?
No, I love AD&D first edition.
Same.
Because but that's the thing, the rules are well, I guess I'm a double-sided motherfucker, so
You know, that's I actually get where you're coming from because I think oh wait, before that, somebody commented, you guys should do this but swap the images every 5 or 10 minutes. I think if we did that, my brain would explode and I will die on the spot. Because I'm not built like that. I can't talk and like, you know, like I like the previous drawing, I have no idea what I did. And here's the secret, Caustic. I forgot to save the entire time. I just saved it.
you save the image
The
now.
one that I drew just yeah.
You didn't or
I
you
didn't
did?
I didn't save it the entire time. If it crashed, we will have been fucked. But I just saved
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's if
It's
I
fine. It's
crashed, so it's
alright.
fine.
Jesus Christ. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so Jeff Whitty says that they prefer rules light system in modern RPGs. Yeah, I mean the thing is I like AD&D specifically because it's insane. It knows what it is, you know what I mean? I feel like
Um,
a lot of like modern systems are like have your cake and eat it too. But like it's promising a lot, you know what I mean? Like if you look at a lot of older systems, like Traveler knew what it was. AD&D probably didn't know what it was, but I knew that it didn't know what it was. And you know, BX OD&D is all the regular stuff. Tunnels and Trolls definitely knew what it was. I feel like a lot of I don't know. It feels like a lot of current systems they kind of promise a certain thing, but the actual experience it depends, right? Like it depends on how you approach it. When I think of like Blades in the Dark, for example, the flashbacks are supposed to be a way to facilitate like the storytelling of the narrative, like how they got to that point. But I
and
feel like
let
it does
them
the
get
opposite,
to
you
that
know?
point.
Yeah, exactly. It's like why have a backstory when you're gonna actually make your story already by doing actions
Yeah,
within the game? You know what I mean?
I, it's just spoiled people, I guess. So
Spoiled. Holy shit, dude.
yeah, it comes down to that. I want my character to be this best character ever. You know, it's I hate it.
Everybody's mad at you,
I
including
wanna
me. Everybody's
I
angry.
wanna play a bad character. I mean, I never play. That's the thing. I'm always GMing, and
Yeah, no,
but
I'm actually
whenever I
playing quite a
play,
bit, but when I play it,
I don't
yeah,
I don't mind having characters with bad stats or anything.
yeah.
I
In fact,
play
that
the character.
accentuates it. It's a character.
Yeah, exactly. I play the world. I don't play the game. I try to play the world. Uh I
Hmm.
try to please the game master whenever I play. That's the thing. Not
Yeah,
not
I
in
get
a
what you're
weird
saying.
sexual way,
I understand what you're
but
saying. It's like it's kind of like you're trying to fit with the
make
fiction
their
of their world, be
yeah,
collaborative
make their job
storyteller.
easier,
Yes,
you know. It's like when you're a driver and you're riding a bike, you try to not get in the way of the cars, you try to, appreciate
you try
that
not to get
thing.
into a car crash. Yeah, I get you. It's the same
Exactly.
thing for RPGs, really. You think about it.
So for me, I always try to, whenever, sec, whenever I play to, whenever I get the chance to play, I haven't been playing in God knows how long, but
Hmm.
it's for me, it's important to stay in tune with the world.
Yeah,
I hated Pathfinder for the sole reason that you could have in the same party a robot, a ninja, a Viking, and a dragon. I
right.
hate that. It's you know, and then you meet humans.
It's not consistent.
It's out of the. It's a bad system. It's a bad world. Maybe the system is.
I believe the technical term is like clusterfuck. Is a clusterfuck.
Yeah, it's
That's the cluster.
total
That's the yeah.
clusterfuck.
Yeah. No, I think the thing is right. Like realism stems from consistency, right? I mean that's why they're like make rulings not rules, but keep those rulings consistent. It's the same thing for like world building. I feel like you can have crazy world building. Dark Sun did it, right? But like keep it kind of. If you have everything be gonzo, nothing is gonzo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like how we've switched from shit talking to actually talking about serious matters. Serious matters. It's RPGs, but you know what I mean. Like I feel like that's the thing. Like the GM kind of like sets those expectations, and like you as a player are coming in knowing those expectations, and usually open communication can solve most issues. So that's why I feel like I like rules like RPGs more because it's more of a conversation. That's my hot take for the day, I guess. I'm sure I should save this one. Um,
I have been, like I said earlier, blessed with great players,
mhm,
and I, in a way, uh, taught them this kind of play
right.
because they started when we started 5e D&D was new,
Mm-hmm.
so we kind of I eased them into TTRPGs through Pathfinder, through D&D 5e
Right.
when it came out, and then we switched to my system, which was a nightmare at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I made and why I made it like that.
All
I
right.
kind of wanted to make it as realistic as possible, which was super weird and bad idea now that I look at it. And then I had to redesign the whole system
Right.
and took inspiration from Morkborg, from I guess
How long
rules
ago was
like
this though? Like how like what year approximately was this when you were making the system?
oh sorry, I you cut off
Oh,
for me.
what year was it when you were making the system?
Oh, perhaps it was
Mm-hmm.
maybe
It's like
like
Morgborg, right? So it's like must have been like fairly recently. I mean, in the grand
yeah,
scheme of
yeah.
things, kind of thing.
But the original system I made maybe like 12 years ago,
Right. So it's
13
like an
years.
adaptation of like the existing stuff into it, kind of thing.
I wanted to make it to resemble Call of Cthulhu
Oh, okay.
system,
Right. Right.
but not with percentile dice. Instead, I used only D12 because 12 is a great number. It's dividable by 2, 3, and 4.
Mm.
and I kind of made the math around it, but then I realized it's a dumb idea because
Yeah, like you're using like the BRP kind of thing, but like without the
exactly.
trappings of BRP kind of. Yeah, I can see how
And
that would be confusing, I
the
think.
world that I wanted to make was supposed to draw inspiration from Hyborian Age, from
Right.
Conan, and
Yep,
then
yep.
I was like, it's Thea is what I'm talking about, and then
Right,
I
right,
was like,
okay. Yeah, I get you.
but Conan already exists. I want to make something new, and then I made
Mm.
it, and it's written, and I'm kind of waiting for a publisher, but it's there. You played it through another game, the system. We
Mm.
played that solo game of Taint, if you
Right,
remember.
right.
It,
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it sounds weird, but that's the name of I've given to the game. It's called Taint, so
Yeah,
it's
and
not a plug. I'm not still selling it or
it
anything. It's there. So
but it's like I think those settings can still shine even without like, the appropriate systems kind of thing. Like you were making it the I think for a while to be a system, and then eventually you found that having the content there or it kind of focusing on being a setting worked out for you a bit more. Is that correct? Or is that like
yeah, I went first. It started as an idea for a setting, then I did the art for it.
yeah, yeah.
And then as soon as I changed the rules, I added new art, and then I switched it the other way around.
Right,
The
right.
art inspired the setting, and I think that's how it should be done.
That means lovely
If
when that
you add,
happens.
but it's for me, it's easier because I'm a visual person,
Yeah.
and I know some people prefer writing it first and then maybe doing the art.
Yeah, it depends.
But
It totally depends on how your frame of mind works, I think. Like that's
yeah,
definitely very personal. Like for me, I tend to when I'm making like a setting, I will do a lot of drawings even if I don't show them to anybody. Also, I haven't been reading the fucking chat. What the fuck, everyone? Oh, it's a tag. So pen flowering is here. Great, like, fantastic. I'm like so flustered because I just like I forgot that I was streaming. I was just like, oh yeah, I'm just hanging out with my buddy. I'm like, wait, shit, there's a chat there. What the fuck? But yeah, no, pen flowering has some amazing stuff on itch. I really am a fan of their stuff as well as their YouTube channel. Go check it out. But they've been making a tag based system. I keep moving away from the mic. Let me try to fix this.
could you link me the
I can absolutely link you that after the stream. But
yeah.
they make some amazing stuff. They have a lot of art videos as well, and they are an amazing inker. Also, look who's here! It's Brian's channel in our channel.
Oh,
We're
huge
both huge
fan,
fans. Yeah, we're both huge fans. Um,
massive fan. How are you so pedantic? I'm
Jesus
it blows
Christ,
my mind.
dude.
Like, look
Uh,
at my game prep for a whole campaign. It's like it's this.
Jesus
That's my
Christ.
whole campaign.
I don't think you
Ah,
can. I think like the type of play is it's like AD&D stuff, right? Is the way I think about it at least the kind of solo play that I've seen Brian's channel do and I've learned a lot from is more akin to me to a war game wherein you are simulating the result. Does that make sense? To me anyway.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
because that's kind of like without Brian's channel, I don't think I would have started on my reaction system that I'm actually releasing today. Like after the stream ends, I'm gonna be releasing that. But I don't think I would have started on that and worked on it for a year. Uh, it's kind of something where I feel like that kind of a guided play makes it feel more like a existing world. Like being pedantic helps when it's solo because you can be very you can zoom in and out of time as much as you want, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I like that, but the thing for me is I forget the rules all the time.
Oh
Even
yeah,
in the
yeah,
game,
yeah.
even
No,
in the game that I made, I
no. I
forget the
think
rules.
I think the answer to this is that Brian is just a lot smarter than we are, and we should just accept that.
Absolutely. After all, we are artists. We are not that smart.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it
Our-
is. We got an artist
yeah,
brain. It's a disease I was born with, unfortunately.
yeah.
Okay, we should stop right there.
Hey,
Jesus
a little
Christ.
self-deprecation in
It
the
never hurt
morning. At least,
nobody except myself. Am
yeah,
I right? Oh my
it's always
god.
good.
Dude, I don't even know what I'm drawing. I'm drawing like some kind of flower lady, I guess. I guess I should make the dress. I was thinking of actually making it like actual flower petals. I kind of went to the fugue state because like when I'm talking, I should give some feedback, like not some context here, sorry. When I
Mm-hmm.
am on a voice chat, which I am on quite often, I will actually kind of just zone out and draw whatever, so I won't really think about it. I forgot that I forgot everything apparently. Artist brain, right? But I forgot that we were actually supposed to draw something like that, can be used as a monster. And I just kind of drew a lady, a very weird looking lady with very strange hair, but a lady nonetheless. Would you? Well, she has no eyes or mouth, so I think we can work with that.
I don't think she needs it.
Well, I think the mouth is probably gonna be good, but I think the eyes,
It's,
having no eyes, is kind of creepy, and I kind of like that.
I'm
Yeah, there you
making
go.
a weird
You're making
walnut with.
Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, but like in an embryo stage. I mean, that's literally what you're drawing. It's Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Now I can't unsee it.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be colored in blue. Like that just has to be the case. I mean, look at it.
Oh,
Like I thought that's what we are going for actually from the start. I was like, oh, he's going for Stitch.
why did you have to ruin this for
I
me?
you know I it's just my nature. I just do that. Let's see what other messages there are. Oh, holy shit, there's a lot of messages. Fuck. Okay, somebody asked a question. Let me move my mic so I can do this properly. How do you keep up with like keeping like bookkeeping in games? Inventory, crafting ingredients, tracking resources, etc. So the way I do that is like personally I actually am of the opinion that if you're doing solo play and you want to be tracking a lot of stuff, keeping a binder helps a lot. Like if you're doing it completely analog. If you're doing it digitally, I mean, you can use anything. You can use Obsidian, you can use Google Docs, you can use anything. If you're doing analog, a binder really helps because you can put in and out pages at any point. So that's what I used to use for my personal solo games. It's just that I don't really show that on the channel all that much because for the games that I play on the channel, it's a lot faster. I like playing like slower games in my off time kind of thing. Off time, like it is a fucking job, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's a bit hard to showcase some of those games on the channel. I'm still trying to figure out how. But if you want those games, there's this great channel called Brian's channel that you should go check out. I should probably put a link to it somewhere because like he's in the chat right now. But I think if you search for what their username, I don't know if it'll show anything. I've tried that in the past.
For
So
me,
yeah, well, how do you do it?
oh, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was
Sorry.
gonna ask you how you do it.
Oh, for me, that's the character sheet. Like the number stuff and the abilities, I guess, if the system has it. For me, that's just an aid to sort out numerical problems. For
Hmm.
me, it's important. The inventory is the most important for me. So I literally track everything in a notebook. Whenever I like a piece of glass, I'll write it down. Everything I write it down.
Hmm.
And whenever I used to have problems, like my character would have problems, I would scan through the inventory first and then to my character sheet to the rules.
I
To
guess
me,
it
that's
should. Yeah.
the most important.
I guess we forgot to ask us like a very important like contextual thing, which is this for group play or for solo play? Because I assume the question was for solo play. Um, but for group play, my answer will be slightly different depending on if you're the game master or if you're the player. Like the game master, as the game master, I'll log everything, like what Caustic just said. Um, as a player, I want to be very tuned into the game at all times. So I do keep notes, but I try to keep them sparse. I want my attention to be focused solely on the game in front of me, and I don't really want. I'm the sort of player who I'm like okay with jokes here and there, but I want it to be focused on the collaborative story that we're telling. Like that's for me. I kind of want a more focused experience, especially since when I'm playing online games, a lot of people don't have all the time in the world. Usually it's pretty short games, right? And usually a lot of these people have very busy schedules. So I try to keep what's the term, like a fast clip, I guess. I try to like keep going at a fast pace. Also, I think we definitely hit the time limit, but I think it's
Oh,
oh no, that's okay. We can keep going because I actually wanted a bit more time. If you're okay with it.
I'll need probably 1 minute.
Okay, let me check
'Cause-
what other questions we have since I am technically the host and I'm trying to move my mic without like making a lot of noise. But random thought. I think artists having a YouTube channel become increasingly important. It can be used to show proof of work and counter accusation of AI. I actually think that artists having a YouTube channel, like not necessarily a YouTube channel, right? But a journal of some kind, whether it be private or not, but like as a way of like essentially logging your process. I find that incredibly important for other reasons. Of course, that's what you just mentioned is very important, Jeff. But like, I feel like when I first made videos, for example, on this channel, I didn't upload them to the channel at all. It was purely a proof of work for myself, so I can, in several years, look back on it and go, "Holy shit, this guy was a dumbass," which I still do to this day. That's it. I think that now the climate has changed slightly. I am very fortunate to be in a position where this doesn't affect me as much just because I think the RPG scene had a unique pushback to AI that I haven't really seen in many other scenes. In the music scene, something I noticed, and maybe this is a bit controversial to say, but I'll say it anyway. I feel like a lot of people, including artists, this is like including everybody, um, we tend to say that AI is not okay for our field, but it's okay for other fields. You know what I'm saying? We tend to be a bit hypocritical in that manner. I see a lot of this is just my stance on it. I don't like it. I mean, if you use it for personal stuff, that's fine. But I see a lot of people who are against it, saying, "Oh, but if you use it for writing, it's fine," or like getting ideas or brainstorming, or if you use it to like do 3D modeling, like make a 3D model of your character, that kind of shit. It's very strange to me because it yeah, it's just very strange to me. I feel like that kind of stuff is something that I think about often. I feel like the whole AI thing has kind of made me think more about why I do what I do. And it's partially the impetus for starting this weird series that we're doing right now. And I realize that we're supposed to be doodling. I'm not doodling. I'm going to start that right now. Um, but yeah, it's a part of the impetus for doing this because I want people to see people creating. You know what I mean? I want people to like not necessarily even be inspired. I want it to be an example that creating can be fairly easy. What we're doing right now, anybody can just do. It's like this thing that we're doing right now is actually something I used to do quite a bit when I was a kid. When I didn't know what to draw, I would just close my eyes, do a scribble, and I'll, detail it out. It's not something magical. It's not something that you have to resort to a computer for. Is all I'm saying.
I
But,
I totally agree. I prefer a shitty stick figure over AI slop anytime. I
that's
encourage
yeah, sorry.
people to draw. I encourage people to express themselves because I've seen a ton of work that didn't have great art at all, but I don't mind it as because I guess people want their stuff to look good, and that's totally fine. But please don't use AI art. Use public domain art if you don't have money to pay an artist or something. But don't use AI because in the end, I think that the process is important.
Yes,
Let me actually tell you one. It's a bit of a tangent, but it's
sure.
related.
Go
I
for it.
used to work a lot, and I still do. Like my 99% of my work is digital, right? So
Yes.
I had a massive burnout like a few years ago, and then I did Forkborg, which is a Morkborg um,
Yeah, I remember that.
expansion, yeah, for food and stuff like that. And I had so much fun to sit down and work on paper and throw inks and spill paints and glue crappy paper and draw with shitty tools that are super cheap, like pencils that are maybe colored pencils that are maybe like $2 or something like that. And I worked on the art for it for maybe like 2 months, maybe three, and it was the best artistic journey of my life. I talked to my good friend about it. I gave him the booklet, and I remember almost tearing up when I was so ecstatic about the whole thing, like how I missed that, how I missed the that kid that would just pick up pencils and draw a crazy monster like a skeleton or something. It's usually very dull and boring for me to draw potions and stuff like that. But when I did it on paper and totally had no clue what I'm doing, because I would scan it and then edit it digitally, but still, it was such a like almost spiritual journey for me. And that's why I encourage people like pick up pencils, draw maps for your games, draw your inventory, draw your dagger that you found in a gutter, draw a jewel that you stole from a wealthy merchant. Even though it may look like shit, you'll remember that drawing and it's gonna have impact for you later on you later, and in the long run, you know you made something you know
No, that's beautifully said. I think
That's
I
for
agree.
me
Like
at least.
it's a lot of the time, like I will actually there's a lot to unpack there, but a lot of the time I will actually do a lot of drawings just on paper, just for the process. I won't actually keep the drawings. They'll be on shitty printer paper or whatever, right? Whatever might be the case. But I'll do it purely for the process. Um, I feel like that's something almost primal. Maybe maybe inaccurate to say it. Maybe there's a better word for it. But I feel like there's this innate sense of joy that I have when I put my paper to pencil and I get a specific kind of feedback from it. That is not say it's not there in digital, but it's dampened, it's proxied, you know? It's something where there's an in between you and the final end product. And again, like it's fine, it's good even to not be good at something. What that means is that you're exploring. There are so many professional artists who do not like their jobs because they've stopped exploring. Right? It's very important to have that exploratory nature, to have that playful kind of nature. Part of the reason why I've stopped doing game development, and this is a very subjective thing, but part of that reason is because I found that a lot of the community, not all of them, there's a lot of very, very, very passionate people there, but because of money, essentially, there has become a focus on the end product way more than the process. And this started long ago, right? I feel like whenever I'm doing a new hobby now, when I'm doing like whenever I'm trying something new, I will try my best to cherish that stage where I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Because while it can be very painful during those initial steps, it is essentially something that only happens that one time. And it's something that informs a lot of what your style, quote unquote, is gonna be. Because styles are essentially mistakes that people forgive. Style is essentially a sign that your work is actually still you and it's still human. in my opinion at least. So that's why I encourage people to make stuff not despite the fact that it's shitty, especially because it's shitty. Because eventually you're gonna grow out that phase. You're gonna like kind of figure out what you like and what you don't like, and once you get past the fundamentals, you're basically like, you're basically gonna be able to express what you really kind of feel. And at that point, you're gonna kind of wish that you didn't know what the fuck you were doing again, in my opinion. This has happened to me quite a few times. So I try to keep myself constantly befuddled, and that's my excuse for why I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Let's see. I just said a lot of shit, and I haven't checked the chat again. Because I forgot that we were streaming again. Let me check. Okay, Richie Animation says I'm seeing a lot of comic artists draw digital, but then ink and color on paper for the look and looking to sell after. I actually do the same thing. So I will actually sketch digitally, and I'll print it out and I'll ink it there for a lot of my work. And that's not because I want to sell it or for the look, actually. It's a weird, this is just a weird thing for me, but I enjoy the process much more, when it's traditional. So even though actually the end result might be better, which if you're my client, I'm so sorry to release the secret, but the end product might actually be better if I stuck completely to digital. However, my skills wouldn't grow. There is a distinct difference between that, I feel like. My skills they'll still grow, but they'll not grow as fast in my experience. Just in my completely subjective experience, they will not grow as fast. So that's the reason why I do a lot of traditional still for my commissions. I really want to improve, and commissions are an area where I will not push myself as much just because I'm doing it for a client, and if I mess it up, I'm gonna
And
redo it. I want to do a good job.
you want to be safe,
Yes,
you want
exactly.
to, because clients usually expect something of you that they have seen you posted,
Correct.
or your work, so they expect something around that ballpoint. So if you try to explore, I think it's not a good, I guess, playground to do it for a client,
Exactly.
because because sometimes, usually most of the times, let me reveal another artist's secret. We are not satisfied with our work most of the time. And it's usually when we are exploring new subjects, I guess, new styles, new tools. And the only time when we get the chance to do it is when we do something for ourselves, like personal projects, or something around that idea, I guess, illustration or tabletop RPGs,
Mm.
whatever. But I think there is growth. Growth is in between the clients, in the spare time, or at least for me personally.
Yep.
I tend to, whenever I finish a project, I usually, what I do is, I buy a shit ton of comics or books, and then I just look at it.
You're stuck in the
I don't
fridge.
read it. Yeah, I just look at it. I'm just getting inspiration, because I've noticed that digitally art has to be really good, like to get, I guess, my weird gears grinding. But when I see something on paper, it's a totally different story for me.
Do you know
Maybe
why
I'm
that's the
old
case?
school.
Do you know why? Do you
I,
suspect why that's the case? It's kind of interesting to me.
I don't know, maybe because I grew up with traditional mediums. I grew
Right.
up with comic books, with books,
Mm,
with
mm.
I don't know if you had these, but do you remember those like history books where you would have a cross section of a castle or a ship
I have one right next to
or
me.
an
Yes.
entire? Yeah,
I
I
have the
grew up
kids
with
ones. Yeah. I buy the kids ones to like actually study them.
Yeah, I grew up with that, like
Yeah.
Pharaoh's tomb. What's in the Pharaoh? And it was always, I always wanted to explore jungles, to be this weird scientist, archaeologist, historian who would speak a ton of languages, most of them forgotten, and go and discover ancient civilizations. That was that was the gig for me that I wanted, you know. But as I grew up, I realized I knew how to draw. I was always drawn to that. Haha, no pun intended. But and then I realized, well, as an artist, you can basically do that, but in the in your home. And
Yes.
I
No, I
guess
get you
it kind
completely.
of
Have you seen Alfred Valley's video on this exact topic, which is, I believe it's the synthesizer that changed me. He talks about how it is important to. I'll link this below if I don't forget, which I will definitely forget. But if I don't link it, essentially search up Alfred Valley on YouTube and search up synthesizer. It's not really about synthesizers. It's actually about RPGs. Funny enough, but well, it's not about RPG, it's about creativity as a process, right? But it's alluding to RPGs more than synthesizers, or equal amounts at the very least. In any case, he puts it that like finding that thing, doing creative things, is essentially a form of exploration, right? You're playing to find out. I think he uses that term primarily for RPGs, right? And he talks about a synthesizer that he got wherein he doesn't know exactly what's going to come out of it. So he's playing to find out. This is something which I think is key. I just realized I'm drawing a ball sack, which kind of threw everything off course. But what was I saying? I think this is key to my process. I feel like if it isn't something where I am essentially exploring, or there's an exploratory element to it, I kind of zone the fuck out. It becomes a technique-oriented thing. And the trick is this. The moment that you start getting comfortable with your art is the moment that you need to step the fuck up and kind of challenge yourself, I feel like. What, like Caustic said earlier about the growing parts being the in-between parts, I really feel that because like a lot of people kind of refer to like successes and stuff being the stuff that they want to achieve in a creative medium. I feel like those are milestones. Failure is what makes you essentially better. And failure is only achieved through constant iteration, constant exploration, and just trying out things that you wouldn't normally try out. That's not something that you will do with a client per se, although there is a bit of leeway to that. If you are able to communicate with the client and they are willing to go in with on your crazy ass plan, you can kind of do it sometimes. And I have done it quite a few times by now. I basically tell them, if this doesn't fucking work out, I will redraw everything. So it's not a great plan. It is more fun for me though. Um, but I wanted to
I
actually
need to
talk about one more
start
example
doing.
before I forget. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, no. I just said I need to start doing that, but go
All right.
ahead.
I wanted to talk about how certain projects, even if you don't think they'll become anything, actually turn out to be your life's work. I have an example in mind, and that's Mike Francina, the guy who did the art for French Crusade. So if you look at, I don't know if he actually took this down or not, but if you go to what's that ArtStation. If you go to ArtStation, you can find some tutorials by him if they're not already removed. They're very, very old. I'm talking like from like more than 10 years ago kind of thing. And in it he does some of the illustrations for French Crusade, right? He does the pilgrim, I remember. And in during that entire illustration, he's like saying like he says several things that interested me. Firstly, he said, "Man, if one day we get a technology to just basically uh think up something and it will be there, I'll be all in on that because this is really hard work," which is pretty funny in hindsight. But the next thing he said was interesting, even more interesting to me, which was he said that this is not for anything. This will never become anything. This is essentially just me like just kind of like playing around after work. That playing around just turned into a rule book that just landed in my mail, like 2 days ago, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous, beautifully illustrated book with tons of love and care put into it, and it's something that he had no idea was gonna fucking come. And I think that's the case with a lot of things. They say like I don't know what's the phrase again? Like when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. here's the thing, right? You're never gonna know whether it's lemonade or piss. So just make something. That's
Yeah.
a horrible way to end off a otherwise deep discussion about creativity. Well done, me. Let's see the chat. Jeff Whitty says, any imposter syndrome? I was so nervous with some of these bigger publishers. Which artist on ArtStation, says Rich Animation? Mike Francina, the guy who did the art of Diablo and the guy who basically did the art for Trench Crusade. He did not know that any of the art that he was going to do was essentially going to become a thing until Thomas Pernin, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but until he was approached by Thomas, it was gonna just be a personal project that was probably, in his mind anyway, not gonna become anything commercial or anything like that.
I think
Yeah.
uh, yeah, but that's that's where the success is, because this
Mm.
I don't want to sound too pompous or anything, but or too, but I think that's where the soul shows. I don't know
Correct.
if such thing exists, but when an artist is passionate about something, it's different. Again, like you said, I don't want to be, uh, you know, um, it's different when you work for clients and for yourself. That's the whole thing,
Yeah.
because you get yourself more freedom, give yourself more freedom. It's not that my clients are great. It's not that. It's just that sometimes the restrictions you get from clients are not the good restrictions, because restrictions are great. They're amazing. We should have more restrictions, if you ask me, when doing art. But the good restrictions, like use just red, that's a challenge. It's not a
They should be
restriction.
intentional restrictions that are
Exactly.
tailor made to essentially be fun or essentially
Yeah.
be there to improve yourself or push yourself in some way, you know? And I think you're right. I think that when we kind of like put out just something, right? And we don't really think about it too hard, that's sometimes when our best work, or oftentimes when our best work comes out. I mean, the thing is like, I always think about David Lynch when I think about this kind of stuff. He had this course, right? RIP, by the way. But David Lynch is kind of an incredible like his ability to do creative things, just not even in the medium of film, just in general. He was also a painter. He also did all sorts of weird ass stuff. But the thing that I always come back to is his analogy about fishing for ideas, right? You're never really gonna know what you're gonna find, necessarily speaking, but you should always keep writing things down. And that might not seem related to what we're talking about, but I think it's very related because essentially you're just like, you're not gonna be aware when you produce gold, you know? You just gotta be ready to catch it if when it does happen.
1 second.
Yeah, no worries. I think that's like, pretty valuable. Let's see. Any other chat messages that I missed? Probably a shit ton. I'm so sorry, by the way, guys. I mean, I'm having a wonderful conversation with my friend, so I completely forget that there's an actual chat and there's actually people watching the stream. So I apologize in advance. I'll try to after this. I'll try to edit it down so it's a bit less rambly. But yeah, I think honestly speaking, when we were getting ready to do this, we thought that we were just gonna say a bunch of bullshit, and we were just not going to essentially say anything of substance, which might have just happened as well. Like we might not have said anything of substance, but we weren't really planning to have these kind of topics, but they just come up, Like I feel like it's the kind of stuff that I do talk to people about on a fairly regular basis. I think given the kind of world that we live in nowadays. I'm not talking about AI. I'm talking about like just very fast moving, you know?
It's super fast, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's something where like it's more important than ever to examine your creative process and understand why you are doing the things you are doing. Lynch did a weather report for years. I remember that. I love that shit, dude. Like that guy is so cool. Yo, Pro Zap. Yo, hello. Uh,
Ooh, this
are you
is
aware of
great.
Prozap? He's the guy who I helped with Forge. Um, the one where I did I don't even remember that. The one where I did the art to replace some of the art that was initially AI, and I did that project essentially pro bono without payment. I'm actually really happy that I did that because turns out that Prozap was a wonderful person to work with. And it also kind of made me, it was part of like the impetus that made me think a lot about why I do the things I do. Not like just by like not like directly, it's just like along the way, right? I just like thought a lot about like, man, well, for one, I was thinking like whether my, not hatred, but like whether my thoughts towards AI were kind of like fair or justified or whatever. But it really made me think also about like, as a result, why do I kind of make art, you know? I'm gonna call this file weird Thomas the Train thing dot clip studio pinned because I have no idea what I'm gonna draw. I think I'm gonna draw Thomas the Train. And damn good
I
art it was
think
too. Thank you, I appreciate that.
I think everyone should draw.
Yes.
That's because this drawing, don't look at drawing like something that should give you a final product. Um, it should be like a language, a different language that you learn. And even if it doesn't look good, don't stop. Just draw a thing every day. Draw an apple every day, or a couple of cherries, an ice cream cone, whatever. Just draw, because I think, because if you draw one thing on a page in a simple notebook, notebooks usually have like the school notebook usually have like 60 pages or 48
Mm.
times two, that's like I don't know, 96 or something.
Mm-hmm.
You can fill three such notebooks if you drew a thing every day, and in the end you'll have something to look at and compare to, you know and you're gonna be, oh, wait a minute, I drew an ice cream uh, on January, for example, and now it's September and I drew it again and it's great. It looks better,
Mm.
It's for yourself. I think it's important for us not to forget the tactile feel that we got as kids. That's for me at least. I used to make tabletop terrain and I enjoyed every piece of it, like gluing and sticking weird greeblies and weird shapes and then painting it. It that's not because I'm an artist. That's because I like it. I may have a talent, but that's only 5%. Everything else is work. Everything else is me not eating dinner with my family, but drawing.
Mm.
And uh, I think that's important. Like, give yourself some time to learn something new, whether it's art or anything, really. I mean, man, we're so full of shit, right?
Yeah, the thing is, I think of it like this. I feel like everybody should write for the same reason I feel everybody should draw. It's a conversation that you're gonna have with yourself, kind of thing. And I think it's really important. I genuinely think that I do have one thing to add to that, which is that even if you're kind of growing up in this kind of, nowadays, right, where everything is kind of computer based, I started with digital art when I was very, very young. I remember begging my parents to get me the Creative Suite at the time, which was not by Adobe, but had Photoshop and Flash and all these programs on it. And I was about 7 or 8, right? I was begging them to get me this suite of programs because I could make so much stuff with it. I proceeded to primarily do that kind of illustration for a long, long time. So I am actually, funny enough, not most comfortable with a pencil and a paper. I'm actually most comfortable with a stylus. However, I still prefer the sensation of like a pencil and paper because I feel like it gives you, like, think of it like this. It's not just, like, Caustic made a very good point about it, kind of like being harkening back to like earlier days of your youth, because that's when you're most creative. That's when you're least judgmental about your own work. But also think about it like this. It's the fastest, least amount of friction between you and what you intend to kind of output out. Don't think of it as like you're drawing a masterpiece. Think of it as you're expressing an idea, right? If you do that on a computer, there's so many fucking things that could happen, dude. Like Photoshop could fucking crash. It might run out of fucking RAM. Like Windows might tell you to fucking update, you know?
Save your image now that you're talking about crashes. Sorry, please continue.
Thank you for that. I didn't save my image yet. Anyway. No, but yeah, like I again forget that we are in the chat room. Okay, nobody has posted much. Oh, yeah, actually, people have posted stuff, but it's fine. What I was trying to say essentially is that I feel like drawing for me recently, like I'll just share a personal anecdote, I guess. Recently speaking, I have had a lot of health issues, and some of them have been very anxiety related. So what has been helping me a lot, which I didn't expect it to, honestly, was actually listening to music while zoning out and drawing. Not drawing anything in particular, just drawing, just putting like my hand onto the pen and my pen onto the paper. I think that kind of thing is super important just because it essentially literally alleviated my nightmares. Drinking a bit of tea and then doing that is now my nighttime ritual. For a while, it was like map drawing, because map drawing can be very abstract, but I realized what it was in the end. Like, what it actually is that no matter what you're drawing, even if you're drawing literally like an abstract piece, you're still having some sort of conversation with yourself, I think. I guess on some level it could be purely a technical exercise, especially if you're like, you know, doing study or whatever. Then yeah, it can be purely a technical exercise. But for the most part, if you're drawing for pleasure, I think of it as you having a conversation with yourself. And it can be very freeing, and it can kind of prevent you from getting too exhausted, I think. Which is completely counter to what everybody else tells me. Because they're like, Brandon, you're overworking. Brandon, you're doing too much stuff. Brandon, you're gonna fucking faint and die. And they're right. But I think this is different in the sense that when I'm doing these pieces, I'm not doing them for a client or anything. I'm doing them for myself. And I find that that is very different. It's like essentially a different like think of it like this. Like, it's if you speak for like work, like let's say you're like a spokesperson or whatever the case might be. That's essentially what commission art is to me. Like of course I'm collaborating with amazing, wonderful clients. And I actually really love my job. That being said, like I still need those moments of like contemplation. Otherwise I'm gonna lose my fucking mind and I'm not gonna enjoy what I do anymore. Not just like not enjoy what I do, like just in general, I found that that can lead to burnout real quick. That's why when I was a game developer, I actually did a lot of game jams. Same reason. Man, we say a lot of bullshit. Let's see. Prozap says both of you make very great points, very profound. I'm inspired to try some daily sketches. Oh yeah, that would be insane. Like if you actually send me them, I will. Yeah, that'll. If this fucking weird ass, stupid ass conversation inspires somebody, that'll like make my month probably.
Yeah, you don't even have to do it daily. Do it
Yeah.
every other day or every week, one sketch. It's enough to get you started. I think it's but
Although yeah,
yeah,
drawing
I
daily
I
does help because helps you maintain a habit. I find it if you do start and you draw daily, at least for me, right, it tends to be easier to
yeah.
continue. So like maybe just sit down for every day and just for like 5 minutes, just draw. And if you feel like it, just continue. If you don't, just stop, kind of thing. You know. I've been
Yeah.
keeping a daily drawing habit for the last, honestly, like 10 plus years. About there, I've stopped a few times, but you know, you don't. The trick is if you stop, right, like for whatever reason, don't beat yourself up about it. Just like get back in the saddle, kind of thing, and just keep going. But
I
definitely don't
think
be
it's
like
important
I fucked up kind of thing.
to stop. At some point to stop, to make a break, because I've been talking to this
Mm-hmm.
painter,
Yes.
really good painter, called Peter Meselgia.
Okay.
Let me, so people can check him out.
Yeah, I'll put it inside the chat, and I'll also
That's his name. I sent it
okay.
through Discord.
Let me send it in chat.
And I had a wonderful opportunity to meet him at a comic, like a Comic Con or something like that. And he was promoting his book and signing the book. A funny anecdote: I was late for my bus, and I was like, "Could you please just sign it?" Because he would draw on everyone's copy. Just sign it. I have a bus, and he's like, "No, you don't have a bus. Please sit down with me. You can have another." And we had this 1 hour conversation, an eye-opening conversation. Uh, and he said something that I stick to and I'm gonna stick to it until I die. He said you should know when to stop. Uh, and how what it meant at that point, I thought he meant about the art, about when to stop. Like it's finished, it's done, or
Oh, I
don't
see.
overdo it, don't
Right,
over.
right.
But he was talking about everything in life pretty
Yes,
much. Like be moderate, even when you feel that you're maybe working too much, when you're if you're drawing too much or doing something, just make a break, because sometimes a 15-minute break can can feel like 15 years of break. At least that's for me, and I've been doing that sort of thing for from, I guess, that time when I talked to him,
mm.
when we spoke about that. And it was really impactful for me, in every way, because we have time, and but most of the time we think we don't. When you don't have time, when you think you don't have time, you actually have bad decisions and bad planning. And I think that's important. Like give yourself time, give yourself, if that makes any sense.
Man, this feels like
But I'm
directed
full.
specifically at me. Because
No,
I'm
it's
known for
not.
no, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. But like, yeah, I think Caustic knows this. Probably most of you in the chat don't know this about me. But I've been hospitalized, I think, 4 times due to overworking. I've like literally passed out and like, gone to the hospital. I've had like literal operations done on me. At some point, right, it's like you do have to know when to stop. But I'll add to that this. I feel like the times when you stop, we talked about previously about like the in-between parts being the parts of the greatest learning. I feel like when you actually stop drawing for a bit or you stop doing stuff for a bit, like not completely, right, but like, like just stop doing like a huge project or whatever, take a little bit of a break, maybe still draw a little bit but not like a full-on project kind of thing. Once you do that, it's when you learn the most. I think of Kim Jung-gi when I think about this. Like he's a fantastic artist. Unfortunately passed away a few years ago. He had some time in the army where he couldn't draw. Reason being was that if he drew, then his superiors will know he drew, and then they will ask him to essentially draw pictures of their family. And he's like, I don't draw pictures of my own fucking family. Why would I draw pictures of other people's families? So he never drew in the army. He still analyzed things. He still looked at things in a certain way. And at the end, it's not really about drawing. Drawing is simply another language, like Caustic said. It's like a different kind of like, I don't know, like medium, right? I feel like the end thing is to actually know how to kind of like see the world in a different light, or like know how to suss out your own personal creative biases, or know like so many different things that I feel like are glossed over, specifically when talking about the subject of AI art. Because I feel like there's so much stuff that can be gained through that process that sound like complete hipster bullshit on first glance, but it's actually quite real. At least I think it's quite real. It might be like fucking imaginary friends for other people, but like to me, like I think that kind of stuff is so important because essentially, like having the conversation with yourself teaches you what you like, what you don't like, what you find appealing, not just in a visual sense, but also in an idea sense, right? If you're doing like concept art or stuff like that, so many things can be gained from that. That like I feel like even if you're bad at it, and I like again, like I said, especially if you're bad at it, you should be drawing. Um, same thing as like writing. I feel like a lot of people should also be writing. And here's where I'm gonna be a hypocrite because I do write for myself, but not as often as I would like. Maybe once every like 3 or 4 days, I'll like not journal, but I'll write something for myself, you know? I think that's important too, on a different level, but it's important for the same reason. And yeah, holy shit, we're talking like we're like fucking philosophers or something. This is not the case. We don't know what we're talking about. Like disclaimer. What have you
That's
drawn?
our
Oh my
trick.
god, I didn't even. How much time has passed? Fuck.
I'm looking at time.
I think we should stop. I
But
think we should stop. Like I think we're good. I think I've like completely lost it at this point. I've forgotten the fact that we are streaming multiple times, and I was just like, hey, I'm talking to my buddy Caustic. I don't know why I have a New Yorker accent suddenly, but I think we are actually
most,
done. How many illustrations have we done? Like, let's just do a check.
I think we did 4. Let's do another
Uh,
one.
all right,
Like,
yeah.
let's
Let's make
not
it
make
5.
it
Let's make it
4.
5. Yeah,
Let's make it 5. So we have 10 in
yeah,
total.
for sure. So
Because
yeah,
8 is a
if
weird
anybody has
number.
any questions,
It's
I
not
will actually
weird.
look at the chat a lot more this time and try to be a lot more conscientious about it. So if you have any questions for me, Acoustic, not that we're fucking sages or whatever. It's not like you're going to a village and being like, how do I cast magic missile? It's like it's not like that. We don't really know what the fuck we're doing sometimes, most of the time,
Most of the time,
most of the
yeah.
time.
I, I'm
But
like
if you have any
that when
questions, still
coloring my stuff.
yeah, you can still like ask us, and we'll try our best to give a non-bullshit answer. Actually, I thought we were gonna spend most of the session bullshitting, but I guess not. Kind of a shame, really. But you know,
No, we're apparently we can be smart,
I
but
don't know
not
about. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch. I don't really. That's a bit much. Let me send you the thing. All right,
I
send it
mean
over.
it's at least for me, I don't know, art is a part of me. That's what I've been doing my whole life. It's and most of the time when I don't know how to say something or describe something to someone, I draw it.
Hmm.
You know, like, maybe we should make this and this and that. What do you mean? And I draw it
Yeah.
and show it. It's another way to express myself. But
Okay.
yeah, AI is shit, so don't use AI,
Yeah,
please.
Richie says Troika is the first RPG they played. Really enjoyed it. Want to make art about it. Campaign. If you do, and you don't have to do this, but my Discord is public, I will love to see it. And I'll send it to Andrew Walter, who did the art for Troika, because we talk a bunch. If you do send it over, and allow me to send it to Andrew, obviously. But yeah. Which one of these should I draw? These are all so good. Actually, these are really good, man. I don't. I think you just drew random shapes, but I really like this one for some reason. I'm kind of split between two of them. I'm gonna take the middle one. Fun question.
I'm
What's your
gonna
favorite
take
RPG monster? Blindheim. Is the fucking frog that shoots lasers out of his fucking eyes, dude. I don't even know that much about it. I just saw it in the Fiend folio and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, that's my one. What's yours?
Mine. From like D&D, right?
No, I think it can be
From
anything. Like favorite RPG monster in
anything.
general. Like can be a Merkborg thing, can be whatever.
Mm,
Can be as obscure as you want it to be, I guess.
no, it's actually not obscure. I really like goblins.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's very vanilla. I
Yes.
know, but I really like goblins because they're pretty much like unruly punks
Yeah.
who have fun killing you,
Yeah, no,
and
I
that's
I agree.
they have a lot of personality. I never liked these I guess iconic monsters too much, like owl bear. It's a dumb monster. It's nothing but a bear with feathers.
Uh
For real,
okay, how do you
rust
feel how do
monster.
you feel about the bullet then? How do you feel about the bullet? I guess it's not that
Uh,
it's not that famous, right? That's kind of a bit of a it's not that famous.
I
The I kinda like
I
the
don't know.
bullet. That's like one of the ones I like.
I I used it once or twice, but it's a meat shield.
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
really like. I mean, I use meat shield monsters
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my games, but I prefer um, something that gives you more creativity. And I guess that's
Right,
my
right.
GM's wishful thinking of playing more. So I
Yeah,
like
yeah. Like more
having
options,
monsters
like
that
more yeah, like goblins are really good for that, right? Because essentially they're kind of a blank
but not
canvas in a sense.
not yeah, but not really options in terms of rules.
Yes.
More like options in terms of what you can do with the monster. You know, with the belay,
Yeah.
you can do much. You can do pretty
I
much,
will say
hey, it
that
attacks you, you know.
yeah,
But maybe
my
that's a
favorite
limit
iteration
of
of the goblin is probably the Merkborg one. Just cause it's so insane.
yeah. It's great. Everything from that book is a fucking Bible to me. When it came out, it changed my whole perspective on TTRPGs.
It's the first RPG I
My
played,
whole
so
perspective.
it's like
It's an
similar.
amazing book. The art is great, and everything pretty much is I don't know. It's like this artifact from parallel universe that's been bestowed upon us through a sheer whim of chaos. It's an amazing RPG,
Oh,
and I can't recommend it enough.
I missed a few messages from Jeff. Sorry. Um, you've met Kim Jung Gi. Holy shit! That's like one of my. That's one of the things I was hoping I could do. I was actually watching his stream 2 days before he died, which is kind of really fucking sad. But yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
I was bummed
Yeah.
with
No.
that
That
too.
I think the thing is how much he loved. He obviously loved art. That was what really left an impact on me. Um. Yeah. That's what I kind of took away from it actually. But yeah. Jeff says that the art looks like something out of Troika. I can see that actually. We've been trying to. I did post the stipulation initially about it being fairy tale-ish. I feel like all of the ones so far, except for the one I just drew, like the one before this one, all of them are fairy tale-ish. But the one I just drew, I actually can't even remember what I drew. What did I draw? Yeah, that's not fairy tale. It's just Troika-ish. It's fine. Whatever. Who cares? Um, but yeah, like I feel like Troika has such insane stuff. I think Troika was part of like kind of my revelation for what RPGs could be. It's so simple, but it kind of almost invites conversation, if that makes any sense. I feel like
Yeah, but that
yeah.
isn't that the point of RPG? Like conversation about
Yeah,
things that
exactly.
you
But
kind
like
of
I feel
enjoy.
like it feels like sometimes we're talking about like more procedural or more complicated systems. Sometimes that can be lost, it can kind of be like it's something that can kind of like be lost in the craft of mechanics, I guess. What the system is trying to say can be lost in the craft of mechanics, which is why I think Merkborg was also like kind of like Merkborg is an interesting one for me because like I said, it's my first RPG, right? But Johan specifically stated that he did not expect when they were making it for it to be anybody's first RPG. So they did leave out a lot, but that's also what like I learned along the way is that the gaps are what actually makes an RPG. What you put down is less important than what you don't put down. I genuinely think that
Yeah.
because I mean, look at fucking Pathfinder. I like how we're just dunking on Pathfinder, but you know, like that it's real. Like it's like the more options you give somebody, the more options you're taking away from them. I feel like.
I agree, and that's the truth. Because um, I told you this anecdote about the barrel of explosives or gunpowder.
Yeah.
When we were discussing, like half an hour, the GM was discussing like how much damage should it do, and I'm like, it does maybe 6d6 or 8d6, and eventually they found it out after 30 minutes of searching online. Back then we didn't have AI to help us with that, but yeah, and in the end it did like 66 damage. You know, it's such a stupid system. It's
Jesus Christ, dude.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I
talking
mean,
shit, but it's the
it's all
truth.
real. It is the truth.
Who in the world has the time to go through through tens of thousands of pages or links or whatever to
Mm.
find a specific rule? What happens if a duct tape falls on the floor? Who does that in their right mind? Nobody.
Jesus
It's
Christ, dude.
just content for the collectors at this point. It's a
So
dumb
many
system.
there's so many war gamers who are so angry at you right now because
Wargaming is okay.
I'm kidding.
Not
I'm obviously kidding, but like yeah, we should add that stipulation that wargaming is very it's like it does have like similar roots, but it is a different kind of thing, right? Where you're essentially like trying to simulate. Like obviously there are similarities and crossovers. I'm not talking about like that kind of stuff. I'm talking about more of the mindset that you go into it with. And you can obviously carry that mindset into RPGs. There's been a lot of talk about that. There's been books written about that, like Master. Master is a good, is the wargaming primer for RPGs. I like that book, and I do like some amount of wargaming or like thinking about simulating that kind of situation in RPGs. But that's the reason why I tend towards rules light stuff, right? I do want it to be essentially ruled within a strict, confined, consistent setting with good kind of like consistent rulings, which is why those rulings should be simple as fuck. The whole thing should be simple to
Yeah,
begin with. So I don't
they
think these things
shouldn't.
like conflict against each other. I think like we are essentially like it's basically the same thing what you and I are saying. Also, I didn't say fucking goddamn it. It's gonna be hell like editing this. I'm gonna say all this like not profound but like calm shit, and I'll be like, fuck, I didn't save. Wait, what's this creature? It's a
Rules
ghost.
shouldn't limit your creativity. That's
Sure, I meant it
the
really.
only.
Oh,
Yeah,
HP asks, how do you spell the frog's name? Blindheim. Blindheim. It's in the Fiend folio. So it was in the, I believe that's the UK bestiary. Is that correct? I can't remember. But yeah,
I don't know.
it's like one of the weird monsters in that. There's a lot of weird monsters in that actually, but there's like this image. I think Russ Nicholson drew it actually. It's like this fucking frog like just shooting lasers out his eyeballs. So cool. Let's see. Where's your Discord link? My username is the same on Discord as it is on YouTube. Sorry, I'm going through these messages so late, by the way, but I kind of want to go at it in order. But yeah, it's the same on Discord as it is on YouTube. I'm open to talking with anyone about anything, um, unless I'm really fucking tired or something. But in general, like if you just hit me up, I'm like down to chat. I'm not a YouTuber with a capital Y, despite what I said earlier about being a YouTuber with a capital Y. I'm not that. I just wanna. The main reason why I made this YouTube channel, or no, why I kept going with the YouTube channel, why I made it, I
You
don't even
should
fucking
do
know. But the reason why is
if you
because
wanna
yeah, sorry.
If you want to be a real YouTuber, you should do reaction videos to shitty RPGs.
Hmm. I think I will rather not do that.
Hey. Yeah, I'm
Jesus
joking.
Christ.
It's
Dude, like, oh man, I was gonna shit talk so many people, but I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna be peaceful. I'm gonna be a good boy.
it uh it comes from passion. I want people to learn more about other RPGs than stick to
Honestly
Pathfinder
speaking,
and D&D.
yeah, I do have a few reviews in the works, but they are all about adventures. None of them are really about systems. So I have a few reviews that I have planned, but I kind of only want to review anything that I've run multiple times, preferably, or played in extensively, you know? I don't want to be like, hey, it's me, Chowpocalypse, and I'm here to give you a fucking first look at whatever the fuck. Like, okay, sure, you can, I guess, there's some value in that. You can use it, you can freeze the video and look at the pages, I guess. But I kind of want to give a bit more than that. Like, personally speaking, I'm not shitting on anybody, am I? I hope not.
Yeah,
But
we're
yeah, like,
just joking.
just, yeah, I'm obviously just joking, but I do want to, like, provide a bit more than that, you know? Like, just personally. It's just me.
Talk
I'm a
about great
weirdo.
RPGs. Kalaroth is amazing.
Yeah,
Like
dude. CG is so fucking cool. CG being
insane.
Castle Grief, but yeah. Insane in all the best ways. He recently, oh my god, dude. You're in his, like, Discord, right? Holy shit, that guy's like a fucking
Yep,
insane. He's
I
like
think
doing
I
some
am.
kind of stamps right now. Of, like, like landmark locations and dungeons and shit like that. And just like every single time I hit him up, or like, I just check how he's doing, or I check the Discord, I'm like, holy fuck, you're doing what? And that's the thing, right? Like, RPGs, there's so many people like that. I feel like super blessed. You're obviously one of them, but like in general, I think there's a lot of these kind of people in our space, and it's very, very humbling to be considered among their number. I missed so many messages, even though I said I'll check the messages. Let me check again. I love Anghegs, says Prozap. I actually don't. That sounds familiar. Is that the?
That's the burrowing insect, the huge one
Yeah,
that
yeah,
spit fast.
yeah, yeah. Is you got it right because he talks about that. I actually I can picture them, but like for some reason I feel like I haven't really used them before, ever. Oh well, I'm a faker. I don't actually know. I wait. How far are we into this? Holy shit, dude! It's almost been like 2 hours. Almost. Not yet, but soon. We should end it off around, like, well, after this drawing. But I think we put together some bag. Actually, the one you're drawing right now, that's my favorite one. That's my favorite one. Funny enough, the one that is my favorite one from the ones I drew also happens to have a portal in it for some
There we
reason.
go.
I have no idea what that says about me or my psyche, my twisted inner psyche, but it says something, I'm sure. Maybe if I deal with that, I wouldn't have any more nightmares. That'll be great.
Oh man, I wish I had nightmares. I used to dream about monsters
Oh
all
no, like,
night.
yeah, I
And
I, I kind of wish I
and
had
now
those kind of monsters. I wish I had those kind of nightmares as well. What I'll say,
and and now I dream shit like or I'm so sad about
dude,
it.
I had a
It's
fucking weird ass dream. Like, let's end it off on a stupid note. I had a weird ass dream, right, where this sage, I actually wrote it down when I woke up. Okay, let me see if I can remember it. Yeah, okay, I remember now. Okay, so the sage was like, yo, you should put mayonnaise on everything you eat, without exception. Whether it be liquid,
what
whether it be
the
solid,
fuck?
anything you eat must be doused in mayonnaise. And I tried it, and I was like, this is wonderful. And he told me, like, with a straight face, like looking at me like I was a child. I think I was a child in the dream. But he was like, we are I need to fucking, like, find this quote because I wrote it down. Uh he said something like, We are blessed by what we cannot yet see. And I was like, oh my god. Then I woke up.
That's profound.
Here we go. I found it. Okay, I wrote this down. Okay, I just had a really fucking weird dream during my nap. I was ordered to put extra mayonnaise on all my food by an old sage, and I was like, amazing. This is incredible. Then the sage said, this is the beauty of trying new things. You are challenged by what you could not yet see. And I was like, oh my goodness, and I did the fucking pork face, and I stared at the camera, and then my dream ended. Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude, I don't fucking know, man. Like, the internet has poisoned my fucking mind. I don't know what to say.
My dream. I remember one dream specifically when I woke up
Yeah.
and the pillow was wet because of my tears because I was laughing so hard in the
So,
dream.
alright.
And
This is promising.
it was I was dreaming about this super tall and lanky skinny guy, very skinny guy,
Alright.
and short guy that's very like rotund
Right, right,
with
right.
a huge it's like a balloon-like extension on his face,
A balloon-like
but made of skin.
extension. So, like,
Yeah, like made of skin,
okay, okay, I'm picturing
like
it.
a mold or
Oh,
whatever.
okay, right, right,
Mold.
okay, right, right. Gotcha.
And the tall guy was doing this to the extension, like it,
He was,
and
like,
it
doing
would
it, like,
went like
he's doing a speed back kind of routine, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like boxing
Dude, what
down,
the
and
hell?
it sounded like a balloon, and it felt like a balloon. And I'm looking at them and laughing so hard, and I wake up and laugh, and I couldn't stop laughing for 15 minutes or something. So
Dude, that's
yeah, that's how
insane.
my dreams usually are. It's
Um,
dumb stuff.
my we won't go into it because it's pretty dark, but like my dreams are pretty. I mean, well, most people know this. I guess I've gone into it on stream before, but I have pretty bad night terrors, unfortunately. So I've like dislocated my ankle in my sleep before, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, we'll
Yeah.
actually end off on a happy note and say that everybody should try mayonnaise on all their food. My dream sage told me to tell you this. All right, if you get a heart attack, it's not my fault. Let's see. In UK, it's mostly 40k wargaming and Magic the Gathering. It is also the same case in Singapore, and I think it's the same case everywhere. It's just how conglomerates work, but you can find weirdos. Like you definitely can find weirdos because I live in fucking Singapore and I found weirdos. Like if you find those weirdos, do me a favor and like cultivate that. Because like for me sometimes I'm so fucked up and out of it, like tired and shit, that I can't cultivate it properly. I always regret it. But I think I found like a good group of players and like GMs and stuff like that I like I'm friends with, and we hang out and we do stupid shit. I actually am in so I'm playing in several games right now. I'm playing in a real life Wolves Upon the Coast game, like a group game. With like 9 other players, which is insane. I think it will go down over time. Like open table. So it's like the first session is all of them, but then I'm also running the OD&D weekly game. I'm still doing that. I'm gonna get a video out on that soon. The Bear Witness one. And I'm also running a one-on-one game for my real life friend that I've known for many, many years. But in addition to that, I'm also playing in other online campaigns too. So I'm playing about 4 games thereabouts a week. So it's like, and I'm in some other IRL game. I kind of completely forgot to mention that. I'm actually in some other stuff as well. All I'm saying is that like those people exist. It's just quite hard to find them, and I understand. It's hard to find them. You can maybe like practically you could go to game clubs and start up like a sub club kind of thing, where you essentially use the game club as a place to meet and play games and stuff. Recently, I played a game near a library, like a community library, but not a official library. It's like community driven library. They'll like donate books and stuff, and I had donated some of my own RPG books, and we just played outside there, and people sometimes stared and were like, what the fuck are these weirdos doing outside the library? But yeah, like stuff like that. Like do that. Feel like it's important to cultivate that kind of thing. Uh yeah, in Korea and Thailand it's the same thing. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like I feel like that's gonna be the case everywhere. Like I went to Japan and they had like Warhammer stores, but yeah, I don't know. It's like they even in Japan, right? Like I know that D&D is not their main thing. Like it's Call of Cthulhu, I believe, but it's still like it's still kind of gonna be not derivative. That's a bad word to use. It's still kind of gonna be trending towards a certain direction. You know what I mean? It's gonna be the case everywhere. You just have to find weirdos. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Also, it's me. It's Chowpocalypse. Is that what's being written?
The the
Cha.
main weirdo.
That's me. Yeah, no. That's the thing, though. I feel like it's kind of easy for me to say, right? Because oh, I have like a YouTube channel, and I have met some people due to that. But a lot of the people that I play with, I did not. I kind of just met, like just randomly. One of them I met in the writers' Discord. One of them I knew from being in university. Like you just find people who are into the same stuff as you are. Just like, like it takes time. That's all I'll say about that. It's like it takes time, but like cultivate those relationships when you do find them. Um, I will not call our show, if this is indeed a show, Chow Chowastic. I feel like I understand how people feel like when they have to pronounce my name because I'm like, how the fuck do I Chowstick? Chowstick. That sounds like
It's
it's me on top of a stick, you know what I mean? It sounds like they're gonna like
I
put my head on a pike kind of thing, but that's fine. Okay,
I
please rate it out of like out of a five, like what your experience was today, Chowstick. What you feeling? Oh my
one to
god.
five.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I
This is
think
so horrible.
I
My
think
experience is
10.
definitely a one. I don't. I'm gonna balance it out.
Hey,
You know, like what the fuck is going on there? That's hilarious. Holy shit, that's on the internet forever now. I'm gonna. This video is gonna get taken down for harassment and abuse, but that's okay. That's all right. I'll edit this down. Hopefully I can get some good nuggets out of it, but we'll see. I might not even edit it actually. I feel like we were. It was mostly like quiet. The thing is, I want the chat to kind of be there if you are watching it, so I might not edit it, or I might source from the chat room and try to figure out how to put that in the video. But I feel like there were a lot of important questions asked, and we tried our best to answer them. And I think it really helps, like, kind of just talking to somebody because, like, this is how I am with you normally, right? But when I'm on
yeah,
stream or when I'm recording a video, unfortunately, I can't really slip into the complete mindset of just cut loose. It's very hard. So I think we should do more of these, or like
yeah.
I should just never have you on ever again and just ask somebody else to come on, something like that. That works too. No, but for real though, I was actually thinking of asking certain people who do kid bashing and
That
stuff.
sounded
That sounded so horrible, I know. But like,
hard.
but I will say I wanted to invite people who are doing like kid bashing and stuff and try to like actually make the thing. I don't know how that will work, but like it'll be funny. Um,
Or I can make a YouTube channel and have you every week.
that's true. This is true. Oh yeah, that's the thing, right? Like before we end off. I'm obviously gonna put Caustics. I already have put Caustics Instagram in the description below, but I believe you're gonna make a YouTube channel fairly soon-ish. Is that a plan?
Yeah,
If
I
you
want
if
to
you do,
do
I'll
solo
leave it in
play.
the description. So if you're watching this in the future, firstly, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything that's happened. But also, I'll put the description for his channel in the description below. The
It's
description, yeah,
yeah,
the link.
I want to do solo play and basically copy you. So
Oh my goodness, nobody. I don't think that should be the goal
do
for anybody.
everything that you do.
Oh my god, that's like pretty horrifying. That's like an X Files episode right there.
No,
But
it's great. What are
gonna
you
become a
talking about?
doppelganger. Like oh, Hyrik is here.
I'll
Yo,
cut my hair.
Jesus Christ. No, Hyrik is does amazing stuff. I don't know if you've seen his stuff, but Does some
No,
crazy, crazy shit. Yeah, I'll
send me
send
the
you.
link.
I send you the stuff for Hyric as well as the other person that I completely forgot. Um, oh, pen flowering. Yes, I'll send you the links to those right after this. But I think we're gonna end off the stream about here. Um, I usually like end off the stream by thanking everybody who came, but I think there's a lot of people who chatted today, which is good. But unfortunately, that means that my YouTube chat is cut off. Is that it? It's not, but still, it's there's a lot of people to shout out. So I think we're just gonna end it off. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming by. I hope that we'll be able to do this again soonish. I think it's really good. But other than that, we'll probably be putting this up as a zine. Is that correct? Or
Yeah,
like sometime
we
in the
planned
future.
on,
Yeah.
yeah, on statting the things we drew.
Yeah, we wanted to do it on
And
stream initially, right? But then like I think it was a good idea that we
yeah,
didn't do it on stream.
absolutely. Because we would be stuck with the
Yeah,
one
we'll be like,
monster.
this is like pre-HD and it petrifies. And then we'll like forget
Yeah,
what we were just saying.
your monsters are super weird. I like
Yeah, I
all of
I
them.
I think this is my favorite one. It's the least fairy tale one, but I like this one the most. It's very strange.
The the foreskin human.
All right, we'll end off the stream on foreskin human. I hope everybody has a good day. Bye, everybody. I'm gonna